Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Homestaging Talk Show Live. This is our last episode for 2020, and I have some special guests, of course, who have joined me for today. So, in the spirit of Christmas holiday, where at least I'm decked out, I believe the other ladies are as well for 'tis the season. So, I want to welcome you all to our show. This is I didn't put that down there. This is a 105th episode, I believe. And so I'm very excited to have been able to host the show for as many episodes as we have done. We will be taking a break, of course, next week and probably the first part of January. I'll see when that Wednesday falls. But anyhow, glad that you could join us for today. As we are coming on and you are watching us, please comment and let us know that you see us and hear us. Homestaging Talk Show Live is brought to you by International Association of Homestaging Professionals. And IAHSP is 21 as of this year, and we'll be turning 22 in January, which is really exciting. So we are pleased to be able to present this show on a weekly basis, unless we have a conference or something else that we're doing. And it's always great topics for your business, for success, for mindset, industry information, just business success information. We talk about challenges that we have. So if you've missed any of our episodes, you can watch them at homestagingtalk.com or go to our YouTube channel for IAHSP YouTube channel, International Association, and all the episodes are loaded up on our channel, so you can see them there. Merry Christmas. So we are streaming this live via two different pages. One is our Homestaging Talk group, which is public, and also our Homestaging Talk page, which is where I can see the comments and so forth. So if you are commenting on the other one, make sure to sign your post so I know who you are. And anyhow, let's get started. As always, I have some announcements to make before we get our guests on here. So, of course, our first big one here, I would like to share this with everybody and get myself out of the picture. Oops, I'll pop this in. Okay, here we go. Make sure my sound is turned up. Okay, ready? So just a little greeting from IAHSP. We hope that you have a wonderful holiday season, whatever you are celebrating. And, 2020 it was a year that all the holidays tended to line up like on a weekend. And, as far as the calendar, was some really cool stuff happening. And so, that's still a good thing, even though the year didn't quite turn out as we planned. Is we're going to talk about some of the things that we experienced. I did want to share this. So right now there is a BOGO ho, ho, ho. So buy one, get one half off. So we've never done this before, but we thought it'd be kind of good for 'tis the season to gift you a half off ticket to our conference when you buy a full price ticket. So you partner up with somebody in your IAHSP chapter or a colleague who's nearby or somebody who you both want to come. Maybe you both work in the same company, whatever, but you get the other one half off, and it goes until Christmas, the December 25th, and then that turns off. So take advantage of it now. Don't wait, because ticket prices will be going up January 1st. And of course, the VIP priority ticket holders, you have the special line you go to for registration. You have a VIP line or priority ticket holder. You get to sit in the front. You're first in line for any of our speakers who do meet and greets. And then also our Speakeasy. We have a special VIP Speakeasy during our Sunday evening awards dinner, which is a Great Gatsby Gala. So Great Gatsby Gala. So you'll be able to have this private speakeasy time with other colleagues. And then also you're going to get a special VIP priority ticket holder goodie bag. And so none of the other attendees will get that. So we have some great perks for you and are very excited to be hosting our conference in 2021 in Denver, for those of you that weren't aware. And with that in mind, I'll go ahead and put this up here. Our theme this year is the word soar, seek opportunities and rise, because we want to reach new heights of success in our business. And so we're going to chat a little bit about why conferences are so important to attend. And this one will be September 24th, 25th, and 26th in, thanks, Edie. She says, Edie loves my hat. It even has bells. So 24th, 25th, and 26th in Denver. And then the 27th and 28th, we will be doing the advanced stager training here as well. And we've got some great speakers lined up and more to come. So our speakers for keynotes this year, so far, we've got Chris Widener, And he, those of you that enjoyed him during our virtual conference, he's even more amazing live, of course. And Johnny Fowler on the right, he'll also be coming and sharing, and they'll both be part of our advanced Savior training sessions as well, which we've never had before. With the speakers that we pay to come to our conference haven't been part of our advanced Savior training, and these two gentlemen have agreed to do that. So very excited for that. And so, don't wait to get your registration done. It's very easy to do. You go to ihosconexpo.com, and then you will be able to register. And then you have to select. You're going to do the BOGO ho ho ho. You have to select the BOGO ho 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 ticket. So make sure you're doing that, whether you're a current member or you're not a member yet. That ticket also comes with a year's membership in our association. So we are really pleased about that. And we are still planning right now of doing the advanced Savior training session in February the 13th and 14th in Jacksonville. And so Chris and Johnny are supposed to be attending that, as well as Sandra Reyes and Joanne Leonard Weary. And so we are keeping an eye on the situation with, so Lynn, just sit tight, I'll bring you in. We are waiting on the situation with COVID and so forth to see if people are able and willing to travel. So Betty, I still can't see you. So hopefully when I bring you in, we will be able to. And of course, our conference is at the beautiful Gaylord Hotel in Denver. It's all lit up right now for Christmas. It's so beautiful. They do such fun things. And so in the fall, I did go there and take pictures and so forth. And so they have it decked out really beautifully for the fall season. So that's what we'll be able to see when we're there next fall. The hotel has lots of things you can do. It has a spa. Hang on a second, let me get this background noise here. And so we have our conference Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday night will be a free night, and I was hoping people would want to go into town or to go explore the Denver area, and because there's lots to do. There's a shuttle that takes us right to downtown area. So for those that want to do that, we'll be helping coordinate, or you just can hang out with your friends. And then our big gala dinner will be on Sunday to wrap up the conference with a big celebration and a party to cap off the big event. So this is different as well. In the past, we've done our awards the second night of conference. So this time it's going to be the last night. So it'll be fun. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my special guests, and you all know who they are. So first, I'm going to bring in Sandra. She should be counting down. Good morning.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Merry Christmas almost. You look so
Merry
cute.
Christmas to you. I was trying to squeeze Lynn in here because we're not getting her computer to work in there. So I am looking a little crooked.
Well, you're okay. I think I'm going to bring her on. She got her computer to work. So here's Lynn.
Oh, there she is. She
Oh
didn't
my God,
tell
your
me.
hat is so cute. She's got the curly cue. I love it. You got to lower your chair or slump. I know she's like perfect posture. Oh, she's muted. Hang on. Hello, Lynn. Oh, unmute. There. Oh, there we go. So Lynn always has such good posture.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. And then
Hello.
Betty's got to come back in. Betty's video wasn't working. So give us a second. We'll get Betty in here. Well, welcome, ladies. So excited to have you joining us. And of course, we've known each other for a long time, and just wanted to kind of have our last official 2020 episode with my favorite three ladies, our original Fab Four. So here we go, stream. So Betty, I don't see your so you have no image, so you got to fix your camera.
Betty.
I don't know how to tell you to do that, but you have a setting somewhere. We could hear you. So
Can you
say
hear
something,
me?
Betty. We can hear you. We can't
Yes.
see you. I want to see your
I
cute
look
face.
so cute too. I look really cute.
Betty, you
Are you
just have
using your
to
phone?
click.
Are you using your phone or your
No, I'm
computer?
using my computer, but I don't know. I mean, I just logged in and it says I think it says my camera's on.
You have to join with your video.
Uh,
Solo off. Solo on. Okay, no. All right, so that didn't work. Ready to share screen.
This is why we're all creative geniuses and not technological people, because we can never get it together to get on a call like this.
Well, here I can do this. Do this because we can't see Betty, but at least we can do this. So anyhow, so let's talk about for people who don't know who you are, go ahead and introduce yourself. So Sandra, let people know where you are, where you're from, like good stuff.
So I'm Sandra Holmes, and I am out of Fort Lauderdale, the South Florida area. And we have been doing staging houses since it seems like I've been in diapers. But anyway, for the last 16 years, and under Lux Home Staging and Design with my partner Lynn, who's right next door with the crazy hat. And so we're today actually doing a lot of things around the warehouse and preparing for 2021 and cleaning up our warehouse and finishing out the year strong. So we're here. And then also, of course, we're executive vice presidents of stagedhomes.com and the International Association of Home Staging Professionals. And so for the past few years, we've been working with Jenny and the team on delivering excellence in staging training and education and conferences to all of you, so we can help you to enhance your business to your clients in your areas.
And it's awesome. So your warehouse in Florida. So we just did our last staging project before Christmas. We've got a couple next week to do. And our warehouse is, I got there and I'm like, I had to get the stuff done. It's full.
It is full. We've had, well, everybody's moving to South Florida. The world is moving to South Florida. And they're paying a lot of money, cash, to move to South Florida. And every house that we have staged in the last month, they've already sold and already back into our warehouse again. And these are big houses. As you know, we do a lot of luxury properties. And some of the customers, they have purchased a lot completely furnished. So that's been nice because that's a nice chunk coming back. But as you know, getting new inventory right now is just not that easy
Right.
to get the furniture to come back in. So it's been a whirlwind for sure. But everybody is moving here from the Northeast. They're getting out of the big cities. They want houses to be in with pools and backyards and water. And they're doing whatever it takes so their families, and because they can work from anywhere now. So, if you can't enjoy life where you currently are at, and of course, better tax rates is moving companies down here, and they want to be in the sunshine. Who doesn't?
Right. Right. And
So,
we even have a huge influx coming to Colorado as well for the same reasons that people aren't locked into. So they're looking at, instead of being in congested cities, they're wanting to get into open spaces. They can work in the mountains as long as there's Wi-Fi. I mean, they can go anywhere. So so that is something that happened in 2020 that was very different and beneficial for the real estate market and even for staging. Hey, Orlando. Hey, Lynn, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, happy holidays, everybody. Lynn Spaeth from sunny Florida. I'm a transplant from Boston. I work with that one over there. I have to say, 2020 has been very interesting for all of us. And I think it probably taught us a lot of lessons about pivoting. And I do look forward to 2021. But there were lots of good things that happened in 2020, even with the pandemic. So I'm trying to hold on to what I'm grateful for.
So, and you recently moved last year. So you relocated.
I did.
And
they're all following me. They're all coming now. Yes. So
I'm going to
say all.
Well, Tom Brady, for example, followed her because we know that's why he went down there.
Of course it is. Of course, he wanted to be closer to me. And all the New Yorkers from Long Island, how I love Long Island. They're all coming now.
Well, good thing Florida's a big state. All right, so Betty, we still can't see you, but I'm going to do this. How can I do this? I can't do this because I only have 4 things up at a time. Darn, I downloaded your headshot. So Betty, we can't see Betty, but we can hear Betty. So Betty, go ahead, and there's got to be a setting on your end for your video. And so it's either through Be Live, there must be a setting to show your video, or it's a setting on your computer, and alternately you can come in using your phone. Because are you guys using Sandra and Lynn, are you using cell phone?
No, it's on my computer.
You're using laptop. Okay.
No,
Sandra,
my computer.
Your big computer.
That's why we have these old fashioned things on.
You look very
Like-
official.
Yeah, official. Hmm.
All right. Well, Betty, we can hear you, so go ahead and say hello to everybody.
Hey, everybody, can you hear me?
We can hear
Yes.
you.
Well, I've got on these like really cute like antler ears.
Aw.
It looked really cute if you could just see it.
Well, so tell everybody who you are, where you're from.
Okay, I'm Betty Voss Fant. I live in just south of Birmingham, Alabama, and I am one of the trainers and have been for many years, and love what I do. I was I believe I was in Pennsylvania in March when the pandemic hit, and they were starting to close down flights, and I was like, okay, I'm driving back if I have to, but somehow I'm getting home. And that was until recently, that was the last time I've taught live classes. I did go to Nashville recently and taught a live class. I think they're not going to do that again for a little while, only because they're not sure about what all's going on there either. They've had some pretty high counts, people having it. So anyway, so I'm back home doing the virtual thing, which is, it's got its pluses. You can sit and see everybody and still have on your house shoes and, look really cute from your waist up. And
I've got those shoes on right now.
I've got all my fluffy ones. It's really nice. But anyway, so, this has been an interesting year. I'm older than most of y'all. In fact, I'll often say I'm older than dirt. I've never seen anything like this before. So I've really been interested in how people are handling their businesses. And so many people, I mean, you're still out there, you're still doing it, maybe not be doing it exactly like you were doing it before, but it has been interesting. So, next year, who knows what's going to happen, right?
Hmm.
And so, yeah, and I agree. And so I even think like one of the big things, of course, is the masking that we all have to be doing for going into properties. And so I first was like, I'm not going to, we've been, people started sewing these things, a few from these people, but they were kind of made with, you put your hairs in ponytails or whatever, those hair bands that went over your ears, which pulls your ears forward. They were super uncomfortable. And so then as we've gone on, they become like fashion statements. And so here I have this one, if you guys can see, it says boss.
Cute.
That's great.
By the way,
little
Jenny, I received your package last night with the nice Stay Homes one, but it was completely covered in chocolate.
Oh, you're kidding. What happened?
My bag of your Christmas crack must have broke open. Everything was full of chocolate.
Was it ruined? Because I have extras.
Yeah, it was ruined.
Okay, I'll send you another one.
Okay.
I'll put it in film and we can clean
You couldn't even wash it. But you know what? I like the Boss one better.
Well, yeah.
Of course she does.
So, well, you never know. So actually, I got this one and I thought I lost it, so then I bought another one. So Sandra, I'll send you one.
Yay!
Trust me, she doesn't need that.
I guess of a different color, so that I can make them like a fashion statement. So they got blue and pink, and and I think that's been it's been a kind of a strange thing. So let's talk about how business has shifted. We came into 2020. I was really full of hope, and so Betty's trying to come in again here. You are already on, so make sure that I don't have a video of you anywhere. Oh, here we are. Let me take you this one out and then get this one show and stream. Nope, you're still no.
So Jenny, we're using the opportunity to market.
Okay, yes. So hang on a second. So Betty, I can see ourselves on the screen, which means your screen is working. So just put yourself on, not the show. Although I know, but you came in again, and so now it shows the screen, the computer screen.
Ask Keon to move it for you.
Okay, so all right. Well, at least we have a visual, which is good. Okay. All right. So that was a good sign, because that means your video is working. It's just not showing you. I don't know if you need to have it turned around so it's looking at you. I don't know. So Lynn, show me your face mask, your brand. Those are good. And I don't have one for my face. That's great. We got ones, so the black ones I got our taste facial home staging across, and I like because they have the nose bridge. They're very comfortable. So let's talk about how business did have to shift.
Wait a
Who's
minute.
making all that noise?
Who's breaking all the like, is that noise coming from your office, Lynn?
Yes, hold on one moment.
Okay,
Could you
I just muted
please?
her. They're doing construction. So,
Like, who's breaking Christmas balls?
That would be Alana.
okay, well, let's stop. We can hear everything. So we came into 2020 with like really a lot of excitement and hope for the year and all the plans that we had. And then, as Betty said, March rolled around here in the U.S. and everything, came to a screeching halt. And then, as we progressed through the year, we thought, well, it'll get better. By the time summer rolls around and the warmer weather, things will get better. And then we ended up having to cancel our conference, the live conference, and pulled off a virtual. Which, by the way, the feedback we got from one of our vendors was it was the best virtual conference they attended all year. For the way it was produced and the content. And so I really appreciated them sharing that because I believe it was true as well. We didn't just do a Zoom call. We did, the best we could with a
It was
virtual
good.
experience. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So then, classes had to cancel as far as live. So one of the things that has really come around is the whole virtual world, seeing each other like this, live and interacting. And I don't think that's going to go away. I see that to me, I predict that that's going to stay as a way to deliver business in addition to having events that are live. So at what point did you guys feel the impact of the situation, the pandemic?
Well, I feel like for us, we never closed. I think we went down for 2 days. And instead of closing the company down and laying everybody off to put on unemployment, we decided this was a great time to get our warehouse and things organized and our stage force inventory system and stuff. But at the end of the day, we're real estate essential. So when houses are closing, we've got to get our things out, right? So we
Right.
have not stopped at all the entire time. I mean, new stagings were a little bit slow for a little bit, but it's never really, really stopped. And as it's gotten worse and worse, as I said, we're even busier because, it's going in and it's coming right back out. We're used to at least being in there for at least 30 days, and now they want to pay cash and close in a week or in 7 days. So, but we have to do things like more online, more of the conference calls, telephone calls. We have to be safe. We go in buildings, there's very strict rules on wearing masks and safety precautions for that. So it's like making sure that our team is doing that. And when we go into homes that we don't have other people there. So Lynn sends out a notice to people that nobody can be in the house, even though they still come. You know how that is.
I
It's like
know. Yeah.
we control other people. So we, have them do that, and then our team is doing that, and when we go into home,
We're getting feedback. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, and so we had also the same experience. So we did shut down kind of like a real estate was considered an essential service, but there was a point where the state realtor board had to go petition to and their local boards had to petition to allow realtors to operate. Like for example, there were no open houses allowed. Title and lending could continue to function, but they were kind of preventing realtors from even being able to take on new listings. And that went on for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then they got fought. And then the real estate industry won against those restrictions against our governor. So we had definitely have felt a hit as far as volume. Normally we would have, I think we've been operating about 40 to 50% of normal volume at certain times of the year. We've stayed consistent as far as activity, but there's been a couple of weeks where we've had, nothing, and we've had pickups. And so it's been a little bit more erratic than normal, but we are grateful that we have been able to continue to stage and have income coming in throughout the year. And we did take an opportunity as well to expand the warehouse during this year, added items and been able to kind of organize more, because I feel like I'm hoping 2021, they're not predicting anything happening with the real estate market as far as, slowing. The interest rates are going to remain low, which that helps drive purchases. That helps people to be able to afford properties that otherwise, if interest rates were higher, they wouldn't be able to. So all of this, is a good sign for our industry for turning the corner into 2021. Let's talk about virtual consultations. So Lynn, I know you do a lot of the consultations and occupies and so forth, and you have in the past. So how did that change for you? Did you go into houses? Did you do more of the virtual consultation? How did that change for you guys?
It was still a mix. I mean, sometimes being in the space gives you a very different perspective. So depending on the property, there were some that were virtual. So yes, we did both. And the other piece I wanted to add is, when it got a little slower with the staging, we had our design clients that really helped prop us up. And Sandra's absolutely right. Things are just flying off the shelves here. But in terms of revenue generation, having the design business definitely helped prop us up.
And the reason she's saying that, for example, is because you can't get furniture anywhere. People are buying the homes completely furnished. A lot of times this is now their second home or third home and then above. And then they do hire us to finish the rest of the rooms. Right. So so we get that. Plus we get the window treatments and then TVs and paint, wallpaper, all the other things. You got to figure out different ways that you're going to be able to make money with the same house.
Right. And when Blair was on a week or so ago, we talked about the different income streams you can generate and how adding he talked about adding the niche of window treatments, flooring. I mean, there's all sorts of things that we can be capitalizing on as a stager for the live-in side, not just the selling. So I hear a truck. Who's that? Which is fun. Get back to the truck out. Santa's coming with the truck. He's driving a truck instead of a sleigh because it's more COVID friendly. So, and so we haven't, that's a whole thing. This as a stager being able to figure out your different niches, because if anything that we've learned, anybody watching, et cetera, too, you can't have all your eggs in one basket. So let's say somebody had everything just with vacant stagings or even occupies, and all of a sudden your area was shut down and you were not allowed to work. Sadly, there were a lot of stagers that went out of business this year. They decided it was too much to try to keep going. Maybe they had a plan to do that in a year or so. They just did it earlier. And so I really want to encourage everybody who's watching is that you have to diversify your services so that everything is not tied to resale. So we've talked about design. We do color consultations for paint. I think window treatments, we learned that that's not that hard to incorporate if that's something you're interested in doing. Flooring, and how you make money on that is because you're being paid for your expertise and your time, and then of course any sort of a markup on the materials, right? So and that's how it's done in the industry, and so you can continue to keep a stream of income coming in, which is really, really important. Talk about how with personal lives too. Talk about how the this year has impacted everybody. So I know, Lynn, you've got a big family and you haven't really been able to see them much. And so how have you been able to stay connected?
So we do some Zoom calls. We have one scheduled for Christmas Day. This is the first year we won't all be together. Usually we're all at my house in Boston, and there's probably about 50 of us on the light side. There's been as many as 100 on Christmas Eve. So it's going to be a very different year. I did go home once because one of my daughters and my mother's there. And I realized halfway through the weekend, I wasn't feeling very well. And I got really freaked out thinking that, what if I get these people sick and my mother dies? That would be a horrible thing. So it really put it in perspective for me that I'm not going to take that risk. She's going to be 101 in February. So it's been different. It's been a challenge. Now, the great news is when people say you can't teach a dog new tricks, she has just gotten Messenger and she can video call us now. And so, yeah, so on my way home, she'll call me and I'll be driving and we'll be chatting and she can see me. So Yeah, so it's very cute. It's very cute. So it's definitely different. So my siblings and I try to get on a Zoom together about once a month at least. Most of them are there in Boston, so it's me and one other that's in Colorado. But so yeah, it's different. It's definitely different.
And I love, so your mom and Owen Flo, they could actually do like a video thing instead of being in the car. I don't know if they continued that, but that was such a cute series. So
I think that when this is all over, they'll probably get back to it. They have a lot of fans all over the place.
I know, so cute. And Sandra, I know that this year, if you want, I don't know how much you want to share, but talk about how personally, how you're staying connected to your family and then some of the things that you experienced.
Well, for this year, for the holidays, normally I do Christmas Eve and I always have a whole house full of people and I cook and cook and cook and we sing and do games and exchange presents. And this year, there's just going to be 6 of us at our house, at my condo. And I have to sneak 3 of the people in because you're only allowed to have 3 guests. I've been living in a prison. And when you're in a condo, you can't use the pool, can't use the gym. Well, I think they opened up a little bit now, but there's no chairs out there. So, when you're this is why so many people are moving out of condos right now because they can't live their lives. Now, thankfully, we're in other people's homes all day long, and I don't get home till late at night. But for Christmas, the biggest change is just not, having my mom here. She's normally here right now and, has normally been here for about a week or so. And one thing that's really great about Facebook memories is that thank goodness you always take photos of your loved ones together and celebrating in the holidays because every day for the last week and a half or two, she has showed up in some kind of photo where we're having a nice time, but it will not be the same, I don't think, ever again because one, I love spoiling her so much. And I think most of the time I really worked the reason I worked so hard was to also take care of her. So it's a big change for sure. And but I know she's watching over us and she'll be
I
there in
know.
spirit. I got her little cardinal bird on the tree. And so she'll be there with us. But yeah, there's been a lot. I mean, there's been even friends who normally come and be with us on Christmas Eve too, and they've passed this year. It's been really crazy, and I will knock on wood that there's not that many people that I know that have passed from COVID. We all have to be very careful as we are getting older because we have health concerns. We're high risk, so to say. So it's okay. It's only a few of us. It's okay. I don't have to cook. Although I'll probably cook just as much. I don't know how to cook for only a few people.
I know it's
What I
hard.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I will probably still cook just as much food. I'll bring it all over to Lynn's the next day.
And so Lynn fell off, so I don't know if she realizes she's not on anymore. I maybe have to bring her in. Let's see. Since she's trying to join the broadcast. So
Lynn, she
Lynn's
probably doesn't know.
connection.
I can knock on the door and tell her.
Yeah, I could tell her, just have her come sit next to you or something. And Betty, are you still with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. No, but I'm going to do this. So if Lynn comes in with Sandra, I'll do this so we can see you. So
Lynn,
there's Betty's head. So Lynn fell off. This was live is so fabulous. So Betty, talk about what you're doing with your family this Christmas. How have
Okay.
things changed for you?
Well, it'll be a little different for us this year too, because my oldest grandson, came down with COVID recently and is still in. And of course, my daughter has 5 children. And so y'all can only imagine what it must be like to be held up in a house with 7 people and 5 of those children ranging in age from 19 all the way down to 5. And so it's a little different for us. Hopefully, nobody comes down with any symptoms, and then we'll celebrate Christmas on Saturday.
Nice.
So yeah, that has been the rest of us. Nobody else has gotten it, and my youngest daughter now lives here with me for right now. She lost her job during the pandemic, and she and her 2 girls are here, and I think that's just really a godsend because that really allows me to have company and and people that can go grocery shopping.
Just went, yeah. So we had, our son Stephen got it in, I would say like October. He had like symptoms for 2 days, mild, very mild, and then was mostly irritated that he couldn't go out anywhere for like the next 10 or 12. And the rest of us, we work from home, and so we did follow ground, but no one else got any symptoms, which was good. And so I know that has made it really hard. I mean, my mom has been alone all year. And my sisters gratefully have been able to see her for some of the things. We've been able to visit her, but I know she'll be alone at Christmas. And so I kind of think about, a lot of family members that you do have that are going to be alone. I'm so thankful for things like Zoom, even phones with video that you can stay in touch. Because if this had been 20, 25 years ago, there would be, all you'd have is the telephone.
Right.
That's true.
So yeah, it makes a huge difference. And, and this year was, we hoped like 2019 wasn't a great year for our family, just personally losing our dad. So we thought, 2020 will be a great year. And it started off sucked. We lost a young man who was like a son to us. And then just most recently, John's sister and his mom, not COVID related, but both sister for sure, unexpected. And then the mom, she'd been battling a lot of different things. And she got pneumonia, which when you're almost 90 can be a tough thing. And so anyway, so we're turning the corner into 2021 and, hoping things improve just in general for everybody. And it's one of those things where we're in an interest like we are, you have to plan and expect the best. Always have a provision, like a plan
B. That's
right.
right.
Plan B, yeah. So let's talk about what do we think is going to change for staging wise as far as how we deliver our services, and also anything new that we kind of predict, like even how we get our product, because right now Vegas market, for example, for January has been canceled. They're moving it to April. And so even logistics, trying to get things to supply what we need, that's a huge issue.
Yeah. Jenny, we're still getting stuff in from our market orders from last October.
Crazy.
So, I mean, we knew that there would be a 6-month wait because there were items that were being made that are really actually hitting like the stores around now to show a new product and stuff. But yeah, we're just still getting stuff in from last October.
Wow. So October 2019?
2019.
Wow.
So think about that. So you really, when you start buying wholesale, you really need to understand about the shipping or the products that you are ordering. Are they last year's? Is it new to market? And then, you also need to make sure that, because a lot of them have their own trucking companies, but, you can also hire your own trucking companies to go pick things up. I think you have better control that way. But yeah, getting inventory, just like the retail stores are really out of things right now. You'll see that, not until March or April. Even that they're selling things in advance. So you have to be really good at shopping, like really good at shopping to get the things that we need. One thing you asked the question about how is it going to change for 2021, and I read an article from Zillow the other day, and I'm not really liking it that much. And is of saying that the houses are selling at record prices in record time without renovations and without home staging. So we, as professionals, have to be prepared to overcome and to re-educate our database of people that we've been working with for years, who have that mentality, who read those newsletters and say, you're leaving money on the table. And it still helps you to get top dollar, right? So I think that article going out, we don't need to rebut against that, of course.
Right.
But people, and I'm sure there'll be more of them to come, because the houses are flying off the shelf in any way, shape, or form. So they're not getting us out of this business. I can tell you that right now. So
I mean, and I think that you hit the nail on the head of being able to say, don't leave money on the table, because a staged house will always sell for more. People will come back and go, well, it has to appraise. Well, no, not necessarily, because the house that people are purchasing, they'll come to the table with money when they really, really need it, and really want the property. They have a cash offer, so the appraisal doesn't matter. And so that's only for lenders, where you have to try to match up those two things. For most buyers, they're able to overcome that by putting more money down, and and or negotiating with the seller somewhat. But I 100% agree. Don't leave money on the table.
Yeah.
You know, we all know that a staged house sells for more. The timing on it maybe it won't sell faster. We staged the house that we staged yesterday was a remodel flip with an investor, and they already have an offer on the property. So this they haven't seen. It was an offer that somebody made without seeing it all finished. And so I said, well, you're going to put it on the market live because you probably get more offers and better ones. He goes, yeah, we should because you knocked it out of the park. And so that's the other thing too, is that, you know, I'm sure it all situationally, so there might be some people that just prefer to kind of sell it off market and not have to deal with repairs and so
Right,
forth.
right.
But for the traditional seller, why would you ever not expose it to the mass buying public in order to get the very best price? Because it could be tens of thousands of dollars more that they're getting.
Oh yeah.
So
For
yeah, and then the
sure.
realtors need to understand that too, because that impacts their commission. So the only person that, you know, might benefit from that could be the buyer because they're not necessarily paying more than market value or not having to pay more. But you know, the seller certainly. I mean, I know when I would sell a property, I want every penny out of. It doesn't make me greedy. I just want every penny because I'm buying in the new
Right.
market. You know, so it's the same. But you're right. We do need to come out with some
Well,
information
one
on that.
thing, you know, that we're talking to realtors about, and I hear myself saying it more and more, is that we're really that we're looking forward to building your brand in 2021. You know, because of what are they delivering to the market, you know, and when your homes are staged and they sell for more, the neighbors are going to know about it. And then you're going to help you'll get those listings too. So it's really about what they're bringing to the market and their brand and us taking them to be the number one in their office. You know,
Yeah.
so a lot of people always want to work with all the top agents that are already doing it. Well, how am I going to be there? How can we help you to surpass that? And staging is how that goes. And I think like doing a lot of co-branding with them and really being there to support them and however we can is going to be a big game changer for 2021. And I also think that a lot of the people that it's different now is that doing vacation rentals and focusing on that, like in your area, Jenny, or even here in Florida, a lot of people are buying these homes and going to rent them out. And so you need to find a way to, well, you know, you can use your old inventory or new inventory, but to, you know, get that furniture and stuff in there and provide that service, I think is a big, big way that we're going to be doing business in 21. Don't you think, Lynn?
Absolutely, I do.
I mean, short-term rental. So Amy Powers had the course, the short-term rental specialist course that we offer through our association. And, you know, just even the formula for how to price things and how to get those set up is super important. She actually gave some tips as far as where people go, well, how do I find people who are interested in doing that? Well, there's groups on Facebook, there's probably meetups, there's LinkedIn, there's professional groups to belong to as far as, you know, networking with these people.
Right.
And, there might be some cities where you're not going to want to do a short-term rental. They're probably not as popular, but if you're in an area where people are doing that, there's no reason not to capitalize on that. And it is more of like a decorating design project than staging, because
Right.
you're thinking this is going to be long term. So for example, the mattresses we buy for staging are, you know, I mean, they're a queen, they're, you know, shaped as a queen thing, but they're like this, you know, only like this high because they're, you know, for the lower end properties or whatever, we want to put them on a box spring and a mattress, but they're not comfortable, versus the ones for short-term rental, you would invest in the ones that are pillow top and they're like a dead body that you're trying to carry because they're so heavy.
You move them once.
Yeah.
One time, one and done.
One a day.
girlfriend, one and
That's
done.
it. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, and it's like you know, as far as education, you know, that we have through the association or stagedhomes.com, isn't there like an advanced stager training coming up in January?
In February. So the
February.
master's is in January, but I did have to shift it because of, well, I don't know what I'm going to do because my mother-in-law's memorial was supposed to be the middle of January, but my sister-in-law just took off in the early that yesterday to fly back overseas. And so now we don't know when the memorial is going to be. So that's neither here nor there, but February is the advanced teacher training. So it's the 13th and 14th in Jacksonville. We have a great facility, big space. And so, hoping we have people that have signed up. We're hoping we can actually hold it live, but that's going to be a great opportunity. And so I think these networking, these more workshop intensive type education, I think, is really beneficial because our conference, of course, is fabulous. We're going to have a fabulous event in September. You hear me knocking on wood. Right,
Yeah,
Betty?
because I really missed that. I missed seeing everybody and feeling the energy and the love and the community. You know, I thrive on that and the people. So it was definitely a loss this year not having that.
I even think like, a conference
sure.
where you might be able to get together, but you can't hug. And I know some people will still do that anyway, but that'll by taking all these precautions. I'm just really hoping by September or and earlier, that everything's much more under control with vaccines and so
Yeah.
forth. And so we're looking forward to that. But I do think there's power in collaboration with your colleagues, whether it's 5 people or 15 people or 50 people, whatever it is, that being able to ask questions and realize that you're not the only one going through the particular situation,
Right.
and learning how somebody solved a challenge. It could be something as simple as how do you organize your art in your warehouse, being able to share pictures of that or talk about challenges with logistics. I think that's probably one of the biggest things that we really discuss in the advanced stager training. And then also the business growth, able to get from where you are and like think about like what are your plans? At what point do you see yourself moving out of the role of having to run everything and being able to have it run without you? And for some people, they don't want to do that. They don't want to be like, oh, I want to step away and just have it run without me. They like being involved. But for some stagers are like, I would love that, and I can pursue other things. And so being able to teach people how to get there, I think, is really important.
For
Do
sure.
you ever see
Definitely.
a day? Do you guys ever see a day where you're not hanging from the rafters and in your warehouse?
Yes, no, yes.
No.
She's like so Sandra's like the ever ready bunny. She just keeps going and going and going. I don't know where she gets her energy, but I'm having a hard time keeping up with her. But yes, we want to work more on the business than in the business. And I think eventually that will feel right. We're just not there yet. So, but we're getting there, processes, systems, making sure the team's the right team, all that good stuff. So,
Right. And we just hired a new operations manager, so I think that they're really going to help us.
she has a great background in the moving industry. She worked for a large moving company, and she was quite curious about staging, so she ended up taking a staging course. So she had found Sandra a while ago. So I think it's going to be really nice for us. She's going to have some expertise that we don't have around the logistics and the moving piece, amongst many other talent she has. So we're really excited about that because she and I don't want to have to deal with that stuff. We want to go and create and meet the people.
Right,
So,
yeah, being the face of the company.
Yeah.
And I had my so for holidays this year we'll have our family and my daughter, Lauren. So she, has been staging with us for lunch. So this year she is. I don't know what's happening. She's kind of here. She's in California, so we're not sure where she's going to end up. She won't be with us for Christmas, and that's kind of a first. And that was sort of she got surprised with the trip from her young man in her life, and so I made sure to make sure that he knows never to do that ever again.
That's right. That's right.
This is important to our family,
That's right.
And so, but I have colleagues that won't go into occupied houses to stage. And so I've had to kind of pull myself in more where I had worked myself out of the daily having to be on site role. So, I've just put out so those of you that are looking to expand or you need to add more team members and so forth, we can help with that because I had the roster pulled for all of our Colorado members. And I'm like, I reached out to them and I'm letting them know that I would like to add to the team, and they can be like a regular person. They could come in as an as needed person on the team for projects, but I need to line these people up because I can't continue to do that in 2021. I can't continue to be the one out there. Although I know when I'm on site, I crack the whip a little bit more, so they're a little bit more on the ball.
They're getting the real training that's needed.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I, so I think what other services do you think are going to emerge, or what's going to become like a really important service niche for staging that we haven't like taught on it. We haven't really discussed it. But what do you see kind of coming on the horizon? Anything?
You know,
I think
I feel like doing like a lot of the is really doing the curated, really nice packages for the luxury properties. I mean, we do that right now, but the people who aren't doing that, I think they're missing the boat on both ends. That when they get the opportunity, it needs to be done right. They need to charge right, and that when the buyers buy it, that you end up getting the interior design work. I think that is something that more people really need to grasp to help get the additional revenue to come in. What do you think, Lynn?
Yeah, I agree. And I think in the luxury market, the staging is a level up. So, you're looking at the details in a different way, and there is a higher and a greater expectation. But I think that is the highest form of flattery, right, Sandra? When
Yeah.
we sell everything in the house and then they call us and say, we're so excited. Will you come finish the house? Because, not everything was done.
Right. And like
But
we
that,
had a builder last night actually that after they finished staging, he said, "Oh my God, I can't even let my wife see this. She's going to want to buy this house and move in." And that was the builder. He's like, "I cannot believe it looks like that,"
he said
So
he might raise the price now since the staging went in. So,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was.
I think fear holds people back from doing the second half. Like if you have the staging, people feel confident doing that in any property, not just luxury, but just properties, and then being able to convert that person into potential design. That's the piece that's missing. How do you get that business? And it's just as simple as being able to make sure people know that you offer that. But you know, I've had a couple of clients this year, and just because of timing of the deaths of family members, I wasn't able to handle. But they just wanted to help, buy some furniture, area rugs and things just for their house, and being able to know, well, how much do you charge for that, and what does that look like, and how do you make that happen and make it enjoyable? It's a
yeah,
different mindset for sure, because I'm like, I don't know if I want to work this person for the next months. I don't want to see him that much. And so.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
right. We have
So,
one person that's really pretty much dedicated to doing the interior design for us because it takes a whole different mindset, and there's not enough hours in the day sometimes to handle that ourselves for sure.
Well, so I see it maybe like a little course forming, and we can talk about that, but being able to educate stagers on how to do that. Even the pricing side of it, is it done with, markup just on the items? Is it just on time? So how will we do that? So I think that's
We
something that
just, yeah, and that's a good point, Jenny. I just took a course online called Interior Design MBA. It was a 6-week course because, we were charging one way, and I said, I think we're leaving money on the table. And so not only that, but it helped us to protect ourselves in several instances, like what our contract should say and things like that. So that is something definitely I can go over, or, even that course is really, really great to take. And another thing too is like, some people have been having success is open up like a little, if you have a warehouse, is open up like a little outlet store outside of your warehouse. I think that people are doing pretty well with that. I don't want to have a full on retail store. I mean, it would be a dream to do that, but we got to get everything operating smoothly here and growing it to the level that we're good, and then doing adding that on, because right, the ultimate thing would really that we could own a consignment shop, right?
right?
I mean,
Yes,
I've been talking about that for years, as having a consignment shop, because there's things that we can sell, and also we get calls every day of people not wanting their stuff, and
Right.
we bring our own things to a consignment shop. We might as well have our own consignment shop.
Right.
right.
And also, like our stage force inventory control, another way for us to, hopefully have revenue for 2021 is to be the source for some of the local stagers here that don't have the money to go out and invest in the inventory. You understand? And then we can be the source, then we can even deliver for them, etc. So
Yeah.
those are some other things that we need to fine tune.
Well, yeah, and we and even like even referring projects. So I had a stager that referred us to vacants because Court Furniture ran out of product here,
Really?
and they first committed to the deliveries, and then they said we don't have anything, and so she had to find someone. So she gave us the business, and we gave her a referral fee
Right.
for that, which we're allowed to do in the staging world. But that's also because even the rental companies, that you're right, they're running out of product, they don't have the right stuff. And so being able to support stagers in our market, because, you know, if the inventory is sitting on a shelf or and racking in a warehouse, not making money.
Right.
And so it doesn't have to be your best stuff going out the
Right.
doors, you know, but you could have a section like this is the stuff that you can pick from. And so I think that's also really a really smart thing. Hey, Betty, are you still with us?
I am.
So in teaching classes, what are you hearing from, you know, because you most recently taught, you know, you said live in Nashville, you've been teaching every month. And so what are you hearing from any other thoughts as far as any other education things that we should look at or consider moving into 2021?
You're talking about as far as training goes?
Yes,
Um,
that you have been asking for.
well, I really haven't heard a lot about different things they're asking for. I do know though that one thing I've encouraged people to do is you've got time on your hands right now to get educated. You know, I'm seeing people want to take classes, and they're coming from everywhere. I don't know how good some of them are, but you know, I do believe that now's the time to be getting a lot of these courses under your belt. You know, if you can afford to do that, because once this thing does pass, and it will one of these days, we're going to be coming out just full force ahead, going back into business. Maybe not completely the way it was, but you know, you're adding things like color consults and you know, knowing finishes, and like you say, the furniture business, accessories, you know, being able to provide that. I even heard sometime, this was probably a couple of years ago, somebody had the idea of renting their dock to other stagers who didn't have a dock, who were looking to have some furniture and accessories delivered, but they couldn't have it delivered to their home. So I know a couple of people that have been, you know, have done that in the past. They even put furniture together for clients, and these are stagers, you know. So I really think we're in a position where this could be a lot of, nobody wants to put it together, right?
No.
But you know, this could be, I think now is the time to really think outside the box in this whole, you know, what's going on, because I think the people that will really do well are those that don't get caught up in just thinking one way.
Right.
So
I say we need to be the problem solvers, however
Yes.
that is, whatever they need, fix it for them, and they will love you and come back to you. You know, that's what people want. They want to feel connected, like you really care about their problem. So I think that makes a big difference. And that is how my business in Boston evolved. You know, I didn't go looking. They came to me, Lynn, can you do? Sure. And then it grew, and then it evolved. It wasn't that I was unhappy doing what I was doing. I just kept doing more things they needed. And then you become part of, you know, the fabric of their lives. And I think that's the special part of staging for me, is when you have that connection. But I always talk about being the problem solver, right? Sandra, what do I say? Kerry Washington on The Scandal. She was Olivia Pope. She was the problem solver. That's what we are.
You know, Jenny, something people may not be doing very much right now, because, you know, when I mention it in class, most people go, oh, I hadn't thought about that, is offering, you know, to go shopping for people. That shopping service. You know, I've encountered that here some, you know, because a lot of people don't want to get out or can't get out. You know, so being able to go out and pick out things for them and bring them back, and charging, you know, a fee for doing that. So it might be a good time to
you're styling. Yeah, and they have their budget, and if they don't know, I got a client one time that she was an older woman, but she said she would walk into one of the, you know, decorating place, home goods or whatever, and she just would be so overwhelmed. She knew what she wanted. She just would be so overwhelmed. She would just turn around and leave, because she didn't know where to go, what to get, what would work well. And so that's something that being able to parlay that into income as a stager, I think is important. So I could see, you know, developing something like that. And those of you that are watching, if there's anything else that you're feeling like there's a gap in education that you would like to learn more, and, you know, just let us know, and we'll take a look at developing something, because education really is the key to longevity. You know, you have to stay with the times, and certainly I feel like we did a great job evolving as an industry in 2020, being able to offer things virtually, virtual consultations, virtual events, being able to honor the COVID restrictions, but still being able to help our clients, which I think is really important, and making an impact yet again in the real estate market. So able to help houses sell faster for more, to sell at all, and be able to offer expertise. I'd like to see us get more into even the advisement on the remodeling side for some of these clients who are making, selections and not necessarily picking things that are going to stand the test of time or be something that a buyer 5 or 10 years from now are going to be like, oh, I really love that, or even 5 years or less. So I think that would be something that would be educational and helpful as well.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
And I think even
Well,
more, Jenny, too, for as part as, in the master's or advanced training is really about the processes and procedures and putting something in place that really guides the people, because, there's a lot of people that do it a lot of different ways. And I think guiding people in that and educating that would be a big plus for coming
absolutely.
sessions.
Yeah, because different people have different goals for business. I know when I got in, I didn't know what to expect. I know you probably stand to the same thing. Like with Lynn too, we've all been doing it about the same amount of time. And Betty, we're all old timers.
We're seasoned. We're very seasoned.
We're seasoned. And so
we're seasoned, not old timers.
Yeah, exactly. We're seasoned, not really knowing what to expect, and being able to turn this into a full-time viable income that has supported so many aspects of our lives and our families and so forth. And so for a lot of people who are getting in now, I don't think they really know what the potential is. And not everybody wants to have a huge business, but I feel like if their intent is, I want to have a strong company, but they don't have the foundation that they've put in, that's where a lot of people struggle. So getting back to the foundation and education is where we need to be. But I'm so grateful for all you 4 ladies. And Betty, I'm sorry I can't see your cute little outfit. You have to send us a picture.
I know. We miss you,
I
Betty.
know.
We miss you, Betty Boo.
I know it. I can see you guys. That's great.
Yeah. So I hope I get to see you all, and hopefully in February, we'll make that happen. I'm just keeping an eye on Florida and just in general travel and any restrictions and so forth, because I don't want people to feel uncomfortable coming. But there is something to be said about being around your colleagues and being together and just the camaraderie. And I just miss everybody. I do. I know you guys do too. It just hasn't been the same.
Yeah.
So for everybody watching, we want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. Just have a happy, joyful season.
Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Where's my bell? and then New Year's. So New Year's I know falls on that's next Wednesday will be the 30th. So I'm not going to do a show, but we might do something kind of fun, just kind of New Year's Eve, just kind of pop in just to see what people are doing. And but I love you ladies, and I just appreciate you so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all.
Yeah.
Hopefully very soon.
Ditto.
So everybody else watching, everybody else watching, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned and have a joyful, blessed holiday, whatever you celebrate. I say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. And so we'll be back again soon. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
And eat a lot of pasta. You got to eat a lot of pasta on Christmas, okay?
We're actually going to pasta. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.